Hey guys and gals. Hey guys and gals. What is good? What is good today? Thank you for stopping by. Hello, hello, hello. Appreciate you. I appreciate you hitting that play button. Let's go. Let's go. I love that. You guys know I love that over here. You beautiful, intelligent people. You know who you are. A lot of you are consistent watchers, viewers. I love that. You guys are awesome. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. 100%. I have your back because you have mine. I love it. All right. Let's get into the usual, beginning stream type stuff. This is for you, homeschooling parents. Here to this channel. My name's Johnny. Here to help you and your child or your children learn mathematics. Well, they probably already know a little bit, but I'm here to help, here to support. I'm thinking there's probably a lot on your plate, so I'm here to help, here to support. That's kind of the goal. To be clear, I am sticking to the subject. That's the idea, right? So over here, just teaching the subject and the subject alone. Once in a while, I might go into little excerpts of sorts, but for the most part, it's mathematics related or something. Okay. Any of you students, regular students, searching YouTube for support, it's great to have you here as well. You are 100% welcome. Yeah, hope I can help you. That's kind of the plan. Lots to do. I know I need to do more and just keep pushing videos and keep doing it. Lots for me to teach and help you guys learn and grow and share. Yeah. I guess if there's a certain particular area in mathematics that you want me to do, I'll do videos just for you. Or maybe if you need me to kind of recap or explain something that I've been talking about, or helping you guys learn, just let me know in the comments below. Okay. I am human. I'm not a mind reader, but I'm a good mathematician. I gotta knock on wood. I don't want karma kicking me in the old caboose. I'll just say I did pretty good. Okay, I'm trying to be modest here. And yeah, I love math. I really do. Okay, more qualified than the instructor that isn't even teaching the subject. Let's go. Appreciate you being here. All right, let's do this. Oh yeah, I gotta have some coffee, quench the old thirst. I try to English, you guys, okay? I try my best to English. Just hang on. Coffee. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, we're fine. I just wanted to make sure we're okay on the stream. Which we are. Let's do this. Okay, where were we? Last video, I know I erased it, but it's just a matter of writing it again. I left you guys and gals with a egg problem. We're kind of working on the units. It's called pricing and currency exchange. But a lot of the stuff that that is utilized, I guess, in figuring stuff out, whether you're shopping or whatever, it's called ratio proportion. So we're doing a lot of that over here. We're doing, and I'm going to kind of do that with anything that I'm working on. I'll do the full multiplication or the full division. Just depends on how many digits the values that we're working with are. Like if they're 4 digits, you know, I might just use my calculator, save some time. But for the most part, we'll do long division, we'll do long multiplication, we'll work with fractions. I'll let you guys and gals know, don't be scared of fractions. Fractions are really not that bad. Please don't sleep in fractions class. Because what happens is when you get to algebra, because I'm not saying you guys, but whoever decides that they're going to sleep in fractions class because it's too hard or whatever, they're really missing out. They're harming themselves more than anything else. They're not harming anybody else other than themselves, okay, by not participating and learning, okay? So by the time you get to algebra and that, and then you have some of these weird algebra problems, and there might be some division, multiplication, and fractions, and what else not going on with maybe some variables mixed in. And there's, of course, bad mass and ped mass. Well, people mess that up. They mess it up pretty bad. They'll get the wrong answer and think they have the right answer, only because they, in their small mind, they think that they got the right answer because they used ped mass and bed mass properly. Just because you use ped mass, bed mass properly doesn't mean you have the right answer. Okay, I'll have to give you guys some future examples. Stay tuned. Yeah, I do have something, but I don't want to get into it now. But just as a heads up, okay, so I'll teach like multiplying with fractions, really easy. It really truly is. Like, it's no different than multiplying two numbers together, except you're multiplying two numerator numbers and two denominator numbers. All it is numbers that are separated by a line. Okay, that's all it is. Just think of it as a number separated by a line. That's all it is, right? Okay. So with that said, right, that's kind of what I'm trying to get into. I'll do the long division, long multiplication. I'll show the calculations for, what did I do here? What? How did I lock that? Okay, what? Oh, what? Oh, did I turn it? What? Okay, hang on. What did I do exactly, guys? How did I delete my working layer? That's crazy. I have no idea what I just pressed there on my keyboard. Thank God, thank goodness for undo. I use Control Z or Z. Potatoes, doesn't really matter, guys. It still all cooks the same. Or Control Shift Z. Okay, I wanted to just undo that. Z, there, and Z. Okay, what? Okay, stop. Don't do anything weird. What's going on? Okay, alright. Whew! That was wild. Alright, we're fixed. Let's keep going. Alright, hopefully, you understand kind of what I'm getting at. I'll show the work. Bottom line, that's really what I'm talking about. I'm going to show the work. I'm going to show the in-between steps. I'm going to explain things. For some of you, you might feel, oh my goodness, he's over-explaining. Well, you're probably right, okay? But I have to look at it as it's people that are watching, they might be new to this, so I have to kind of think of them. All right, so if this is kind of easy for you and you understand, by all means, you could just skip forward or finish this video and then continue on to the next one. It's great to have you. It truly is. Thank you for learning and growing with the channel. All right, let's do this. We're out shopping. We want to buy some eggs. Okay, so the price at one store, we'll just say one store. It could be the same store, I guess. It doesn't really matter. for a dozen eggs. A dozen is 12. Okay, 1 dozen. Let's do this. Okay, a lot of times I want to just get right into it, because if I kind of talk too much, the next thing you know, it's like, where did all the time go? Okay, 540 and 418 this time, so 1.5 essentially. Okay, so looking at this, so it's $3 for 12 eggs, and at another place, or maybe it's the same store, doesn't matter, $5.40 for 18 eggs. Now, basically all you have to do is just figure out what 1 egg is for here, just to keep it simple, right? Figure out the unit price for 1 egg here, and the unit price for 1 egg here, for a singular egg. Okay, I wish I had a tablet for writing. It'd be so much easier to write with a pen. My penmanship is way better than my mousemanship, if that's a word, which obviously it's not. Okay, so simple math, right? We'll kind of do the long work, I guess. I find this might be the easiest way to do it. We are kind of working with some bigger numbers. 12 into 3. So I'm just going to drop the decimals there. So for you guys and gals watching, we're also doing decimals in the long division. Okay, because it doesn't hurt to practice that as well. Again, you guys, not to say it all over again and again and again, you guys are going to be part of the 120 and higher IQ club. Let's be real. There's a lot of people out there that can't do decimals. Okay, and that's facts. So 12 doesn't go into 3. Well, it does, but it leaves you a decimal. But that's not really what we want. So we're going to go with double digits. Okay, we're ignoring the decimal. Just pretend that's 30. We want to get close to 30 without going over. Okay, so with my logic and thinking, 2 is going to be that number. Okay, so 12 times 2, right? 4, 2 times 1, 2. Okay, I know this is simple multiplication, but I want 2 times 2 to get 4, and then 2 times 1 to get 2. Alright, so 24 is that number. Underline. With division, what's the opposite? Well, it's not really the opposite, but with multiplication, it's add. With division, it's subtraction. Okay, little things to remember. So that number is 6, because if you guys are wondering what this is what I show you guys so you can do the quick addition, subtraction in your head, right? 120 IQ stuff. Okay, I have 4 here. What goes with 4 to make a number end in 0? That's 6. I've showed you the ones for 10. That's fine. Just to keep it simple. But it's 5 and 5, 6 and 4, 7 and 3, 8 and 2, 9 and 1, right? So the quick math. 6 and 4 is 10. Okay? Which gives us that 0. Alright, let's bring this down. And 0. I think 12 goes into 60 nicely. It does. I think it's 5. So we're gonna do the long multiplication. Actually, no, that's not right. Hang on, let me think. 12 and 12 is 24. 24, yeah, it is. Okay. I'm already just figuring it out in my head. The way I work things out is I'll break it into parts. Okay? So I know 2 12s is 24. this is how I do it. I know 2 12s is 24. We're not quite at 60 yet. Another 2 12s is 24. That gives me 48. So I need one more 12. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times 5 12s is essentially what I figured out in my head. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. So, but I'll show you the long work. I know 5 times 2 gives us 10. There's our 0. Carry the 1. 5 times 1, 1 plus 1 is 6. So there we go, 5. Right? That's this number here. Okay. There we go. And then now we just show the rest of our work. And we want a 0 remainder, and that's what we got. So how do you figure out where the decimal goes, guys? Okay, that's real easy. So we just look at this number 3.00. That's what we look at. And because it's money, we look at it, we just look at it like this. We count how many jumps from here to here. That's 1, 2 jumps. So 2 decimal jumps to figure out where the decimal goes on this. It's from here, 1, 2. Okay? So right there. So I'm going to add a leading 0. So that means each egg is 25 cents. Okay, these kind of take a little bit long to work out. I recommend you smash it out pretty quick. I think 2 minutes per problem should be where you're at. But I kind of talk and explain things and show more work than I really probably need to. But that's okay. There we go. 25 cents an egg. All right, let's do the other one. Same thing. And I guess, I don't know if you want me to show the long work or not. I really don't know. But we'll go through it and do it anyways, okay? So 18 into 5, it's not what we want. We don't want a decimal value, so that's why we're going to go into 54. I'm ignoring the decimal and I'm just looking at this as a whole number, 54. Okay, so let's figure out, we need to get to close to 54 without going over. So let's try 3. We're just going with a wild number here at first. So 8 times 3 is 24. Carry the 2. 3, 4, 5. Oh, look at that. I figured it out first time. So just thinking of it, just seeing it right now, this looks like the better deal. I'm already figuring out in my head just because I see a 3, and the 3 is, I'm thinking 30, right? Is what I'm thinking. Okay, subtract, so that's 0. So that's what it ends up being, because we bring this 0 down, we end up with this another 0, right? Which we don't normally do. I'll just go like this. There we go. I'm going to put a 0 here. So essentially I'm taking that 0 that we brought down and I'm just going to put it there. Same thing, 2 jumps, bop, bop, right there. Okay? Leading 0. We'll clean that up. That went by pretty quick. Now what? I went 18 times 3, guys, because I know 18 times 2 is 36. Okay? And I wanted to get to 54. That's why I started at 3. Okay, just to give you an idea. if I could have started with 2, but then I'd be wasting my time showing you guys that work. I already know 2 18s is 36, so I went times 3. Okay, so in this case, this one is okay, there we go. It's supposed to be a 1. Okay, guys and gals, there we go. We figured it out. So if you're out shopping, of course, you're going to have a calculator, hopefully. You can just smash that math out real quick, right? You're obviously not going to do long division and all those sort of things. But again, it doesn't hurt to practice the long division for funsies. And plus, you're also getting more practice with how to figure out where the decimal goes, right? I show you guys some tips and tricks as well. A lot of little things going on over here that I'll show guys and gals, more than just showing you how to go 2 times 2. Okay, most channels, there you go. I just showed you how to do 2 times 2. They're done. You know, my point is they don't explain the stuff that kind of happens in between. Anybody could show you what 2 times 2 is. And I know it's a very basic, simple question or problem, but I don't know, just trying to give you some sort of kind of rational example, which is, I don't know, it's not really rational. Kind of being silly, I know. The point is I'll do the longer, harder problems, or maybe they're not so difficult, but the more advanced problems, I'll show the long work. Leave it at that. Okay. So that's done. So here we go. Cheese. We're out shopping still. We'll do one more. It's $10 for, I don't know, a block of it, or is it per 500? Probably per 500 grams. Okay, and then there's another block. It's $12 for 750 grams. Just looking at this, I'm thinking maybe the one on the left might be cheaper, but I could be wrong. Just kind of taking a guess in my head. I know I could go 500 divided by 10. I could actually cancel a 0 here, which would leave 50. So 2 decimal jumps, that would be 50 cents per gram, right? I get that right, guys? I did some fast math because it's just zeros, right? So again, I could show the long work. Is it 500 into 10? Is that how it works? 10.00 500. No, that don't seem right. Okay, let's see. We want to figure out 500. Yeah, I just divided by a singular 10. Divided by 10, give what? Not times. 500 divided by 10, right? Gave us that 50 I showed earlier. And then I just moved the decimal. 10 divided by 500 gives us 0.02. See, yeah, I was already thinking that. 0.02. $10 per 100 grams. $12 per 750 grams. How much for each gram? 750 divided by 12. 60, that's just doesn't make sense at all in my head.
We pretty much take it all. Fridges,
Whoops.
dishwashers, restaurants.
Get canceled. Hang on, guys. Commercial. 0.02. See, with here, if I let me just undo all this. Okay, 10 out of 500 is 0.02. Okay, and then 12 into 750. This is like percentages, guys, right? In a sense, 12 divided by 750. 0.016. Okay, just thinking this kind of out loud here. Obviously this is a little bit higher than this, right? If you guys don't know, this is actually greater than this. So this looks like the cheapest right here. Just going with those numbers. I could add a 0 so you can see it. I'll put a trailing 0 so you can see it. Okay, 20 is greater than 16, right? So I'm thinking of it as a percentage more so than a monetary value. That's kind of the word I was trying to get at. Now, if I do the inverse of this, if I invert this, so -1, 0.02 inverted, I get 50. Okay, essentially that's just flipping this. That's all I did, guys. Okay, and then, but that number, looking at this number, you're gonna be like, 50, what does that 50 mean, right? It doesn't make sense. Like, it's not $50. What is it, right? The only other thing I could think of was doing the 2 decimal jump thing and looking at it as 50 cents per gram. That's the way I was looking at it with that 50. Okay, so I'm just gonna go like this to clear things up. Okay, I'm gonna invert this as well. Again, same thing. All I'm doing is flipping the fraction. That's what inverting it means. It's called, on your calculator, it's called x to the -1. That's what you do with the decimal value. You can flip them. Let me show you. Let's see if I can find my pictures. I have to look for that calculator picture again. Which folder did I put that in now? Bear with me, guys. Here, was it in here? Ah, here we go. I found it. Yay. Okay, so here we go. Where is that button? This is just a sharp calculator example. Sometimes they have it. That's x cubed, it looks like. X squared, x cubed. Oh, right here, it's the same thing. 1 over x. That's just, on some calculators, you'll see x to the -1. Well, basically, it means the same thing. What you would be doing, how do I explain this without confusing you? Take the decimal value that I have here, right? If I go 1 divided by 0.020, that's that button. So if I press that button, if if this is on my display here, on my calculator, and I hit that button, essentially you're going to be just flipping it. You're doing 1 divided by the number. So it's the same thing, just so you understand. Okay? So some calculators are going to have a button that looks like this. X to the -1. It's the same thing, guys. That's all I'm trying to get at. Okay? If you weren't sure what that button does. So you can take the decimal value and just flip it. Right? Essentially, I'm just flipping the fraction. So instead of, I mean, I could void all this extra work, but the reason I use it is I already have this on display. I have, let me just undo all this. I already have, on my calculator display, it's showing this, okay? This is what it's showing, okay? To flip this fraction, all I have to do is just go flip it, -1. So basically what it's doing, it's turning it from 10 over 500 to 500 over 10. That's all it's doing. I'm kind of cringing a little bit. I hope I didn't over-explain that. I'm trying to help you understand. That's all. That's all it's doing. Flipping the fraction. Okay? So I'm looking at this problem kind of in 2 different ways, just to explain everything I'm kind of doing here. So at first I was like, well, let's go 10 divided by 500. What do I get for a decimal value? Oh, I get 0.02. Obviously that's like 2 cents, okay, if we're talking about money, if we're thinking of it as a monetary value. But really it's kind of like a percentage. Let's say on an exam I got 10 out of 500, which is a terrible mark, I won't lie, okay? And then I would multiply this by 100 to get a percentage, right? That's just percentages 101. We're going to be getting into percentages more here shortly. Okay, I want to speed this up. So I did the same thing here. I went 12 divided by 750. And then I just kind of looked at it like, okay, as a percentage sort of thing. It seems like they're charging a little bit more here versus here. Just looking at it as a percentage ratio. Okay? Determine which size is the better buy. What do you guys think? We looked at it a couple of different ways. I don't know. The other problem that we did worked out nicely. That's the way to do it. If you look at the egg problem, I over abused, I think, that cheese problem way too much. Sorry, guys. Here we got some other problems. Convert to a unit price. $3.80 for a 2 liter of milk. I don't know. We gotta try to keep these simpler in our head, right? Without doing all that extra long math. I mean, if you have time to do it, it's fine. 2 liters, so 2 liters. So what you could do is just divide this by 2, right? Ah, goodness gracious.
We're trying to make hockey more for.
Can you give me a break? Commercials, please. Okay, I gotta make sure I have that music displayed on my monitor so I can mute it quick. Alright, so I want to figure it out for 1 liter. Okay, so it's just a matter of dividing by 2. Without going too crazy with the math, there we go. 1.9. I don't know why you would do these sort of things, to be honest. I really don't know. Here we went. Just figuring out something right now, guys. See, with the egg problem, we went $3 divided by 12, which makes logical sense in the head to figure it out as a unit price. And then we went into, I know I need to move forward here, but last one's kind of bugging me a little bit. 10 divided by 500 would have been the way to do it. Yeah. So if I went 10 divided by 500, that should be, is that 0.02? It's still a percentage, 2.02. I wasn't looking at it as a monetary value. That's the thing. Maybe it is a monetary value. 2 cents per gram? Is that right? Probably was. Guys, I apologize. So if I took, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. So 10 divided by 500. Yeah. Which equals 0.02. That was 2 cents per, that's 2 cents per 100 grams. See, these are things I don't normally do when I'm shopping. Per gram. 2 cents per gram, I guess, yeah. But that also seems more, right? The other one worked out, what was it, 12 divided by 750? I just want to make sure this is all kind of clear for all of us here, guys. Fully understood. So, is that 0.016, 16 cents per gram? I guess, right? It would be. So obviously 12 out of 750 would be the cheapest. Again, if I flip it, yeah, see, I shouldn't have went into that flipping, but now you guys know how to flip a fraction. When we flipped it, I had 62.5, remember? That number didn't make sense to me, so I ended up going like this, but that's incorrect. Same thing with here. We flipped it. It ended up being 0.05? 0.50 it was. No. 500. Yeah, 50. Stop moving the decimal, silly. 50, right? Those numbers didn't make any sense. They didn't make any sense at all, right? So sorry, guys. But yeah, this is the right way to do it. Okay? I had to clear that up because it was bugging me. This was the right way to do it. So it looks like this is the better deal here. 16 cents per gram. Okay? There we go. Whew! Man. Guys, I had to fix that up. Okay? Alright. Let's move forward. And the reason I went into that, because this made more sense. Just split this. This is for 1 liter. Right? I don't know why we would do these things. What do we got here? It's 660. Just gonna go over some other ones quickly without getting too deep into it. 660 for 12 bottles of water. That's the same thing, guys. So to make things clear in our head here when we're doing this, you want to take the 660 and divide that by 12. Okay, and if we're to set it up, this should be the right way to do it. Right? Just like that. Okay? Doing the long work. Okay? So with that said, and instead of doing the long division, I'm going to go 6.6 divided by 12. 6.6 divided by 12. I get 55 cents. 55 cents per bottle, right? And again, this is just one comparison. We're not comparing it with anything else, right? This is more, I guess, practicing, just figuring it out how much it is for 1 unit price or 1 bottle, right? That's what we're doing here. Figuring out unit price. Okay, I hope that clears things up for you guys, okay? I really truly do. The goal is to not confuse you. That's what I'm trying not to do, okay? Sometimes I might go get a little carried away and I have to backtrack, okay? So that we're good. Again, so when you're figuring stuff out, I'm gonna undo all this. There, I was quick on that. Pause for the music. Those commercials sneak up really fast. It is a coding commercial. I do support coding. But again, YouTube, you're gonna have to show me the money. Okay, so here we go. $13.80. 12 cans of soup. Okay, I'm not gonna write it all out. 12 cans. We'll just write cans. Okay, there's soup. Cans of soup. So you take the $13.80 and you divide that by 12 to get the unit price. All right, this is the way to do it, guys. Okay, again, if you want to flip your fraction, if you want to just practice that, you can on your calculator, by all means, as long as you know what the difference, right, on what's up. So 1380 divided by 12. Set that up, you would do the same thing. 1380. Here this works out nice. 12 goes into 13 once. Put the 1 there. 1, right? 3 take away. This is subtraction. Bring this down. We have 18 now. 12 goes into 18 once. Put a 1 up there. Subtraction again. 6. Bring down the 0. If you remember, 12 times 5 is 60. If you recall. There. Remainder 0, which is what I want. It's the same thing, guys and gals. Again, 2 decimal jumps. 2 decimal jumps. Boom. $1.15 per can. Okay, so that'd be $1.15 per 1 can. We're just figuring out a singular unit price. Okay? And let's say you went to another store and then, I don't know, let's say they had, I don't know, $16.40 for, I don't know, 18 cans. Okay? I'll just do the math quickly here. 1640 divided by 18 gives us 0.91. So this store would be cheaper if we're actually comparing, okay? Store 1 versus store 2. Just as an example, okay? This one here is $1.15 a can. Okay? 91 cents a can. Whoops. Should I just go into, I don't want to go into that. Oh, goodness gracious. How do I go back to, oh, good. I went into graphing mode on my calculator. Whoops. All right, having a good day. Let's go. Okay, there you go, guys. All right. I hope that helps. Man, shopping, so much fun. Nowadays, you kind of need to do this, right? Unless you don't care. Not to get on a tangent, but some people actually care. They're living on a budget, right? And you have to do these sort of things. Close that. How much time are we at here? Okay, that's just about an hour now. Yeah, I'm gonna let you guys know I'm a fan of these ones. These ones are easy for me to think of logically. In my mind, $13.80 for 12 cans. But when it gets to, I don't go to the deli and do this. This isn't something I normally do. That's why my brain was kind of backwards on these. For 500 grams, okay? $6 for 500 grams. I don't know, steak. Maybe they're chunks or something, right? So, just to explain, this is something I do. I'll kind of estimate it in my head how much it is per can, right? That's kind of common, normal. But I don't go to the deli and go, oh my goodness. I don't care. I just buy it, But again, it's the same thing, guys, when you're doing this, okay? That's why my brain was a little bit backwards on this. 500, right? So it still works out to a numerical value, even though I was looking at it as a percentage, just to clear things up here, guys. So 6 divided by 500, essentially it is kind of like a percentage, but it's still a numerical value. 0.012. So that would be 0.012. So basically it's 1 cent per gram. Okay. Again, I don't normally do this. This is just weird to do something like this for me. It makes more sense, right, guys? To figure out how much for 1 can or a case of paper towels or whatever it could be, right? We normally can figure things out based on quantities, sort of thing. This is more for weight, right? This is more weight versus quantity. That's the difference. And I won't lie, that's why my brain broke a little bit doing this. It's because I don't do that. I don't try to figure out how much it is per gram. I just don't, and I don't care. I just buy it, That's normally what I do. To me, yeah, you could do that. It's no harm in doing it. But same thing with something like this. This is kind of silly for me. I'm not gonna go, well, I don't know. It just depends on what I'm trying to buy. So they're saying $6.30 for 900 milliliters, okay? I don't normally figure out how much it is per milliliter. I just don't do that. What I'll do is, I don't know how I would do this. Let's say something was $5.80. I'm just coming up with a random example. And maybe something was, I don't know, $8.50. Maybe let's say it was $8.50. Right? It might kind of mess with your head a little bit. You'll sit there, which one's cheaper? Which one's the better price, right? You might rack your brain a little bit on this. Again, when you're shopping, you're probably making your decisions based on brand names too, right? You might make your choices based on brand, right? Some people are particular about brands. I know I am. So I might make my decision based on brand and go, I like this one better anyways, and it's only 50 more cents. You know what I mean? Know what I'm saying? I won't spend a lot of time standing at a shopping center to figure out which. This is shampoo, right? For example, it's a bottle of shampoo, right? I don't care. I'll just go, oh, I like this brand. I'm happy with the quality of their product. I'm willing to spend the extra 50 cents. Again, if you're really on a budget, you might want to save that 50 cents, because every 50 cents that you save adds up to, it all adds up, which equals you could probably buy that package of steak you want for dinner, right? You're the shopper, you got to make these logical decisions. Okay, again, this is weight, right? This would be volume. This is volume. So again, to make my point clear, I know I'm kind of going, this is a little bit of a wild video, guys. We kind of went over a lot. Some are quantity, some are weight, and some are volume. So it just depends on what you're working with. Like quantity, I have no issues working with quantity. I like that. So it's $3.50 per 250 paper clips, right? I don't know. I'm just gonna draw a paper clip. Whatever. That's supposed to be a paper clip. Okay, so you can still do that. You go 350 divided by 250. I'm just gonna smash it on the calculator because I kind of want to get done with this section. I won't lie. I want to get on the things that I like more. This is all shopping stuff. So it's 14 cents per paper clip. Whoops, that's incorrect. 3.5 divided by 250. I forgot that zero. That made more sense, right? 14 cents a paper clip seemed expensive. So basically, it's almost 2 cents. No, you wouldn't even round up. It would be 1 cent. 1 cent. 1.5 cents. If that makes any sense. Okay, money cents is spelt like this. Brain, using your brain sense, is spelt like this. Okay? That's supposed to be a brain. We're just going to leave it at that. Okay, there we go. So yeah, quantity, again, just be aware, guys, right? You're going to have, when you're out shopping, you're going to have quantity. Quantity is an easy one. That one you're going to want to figure out. There's going to be weight or mass, I guess. And then you're going to have also volume, right? So it just depends on what you're shopping for. Again, just remember, it looks like it's the price divided by the quantity. Okay, just to be clear here, so that when you're out shopping and you're doing this and you don't know, quantity equals unit price. Okay, just as a heads up, all right? That's what we've been doing. So when you set up your fraction, you're gonna go 12, 380, okay? If you're doing the long division. All right, so this is quantity here. This is price. Okay, I wanted to show this just so that You know, because that one section of the video, I apologize, you know, went a little bit longer and more into stuff that I probably shouldn't have, but it's still all math related. I didn't get off topic. I just didn't need to show that extra little bit, but that's okay. This is what the end goal is. This is what we want. Okay? Quantity could be, again, it's price divided by quantity, or price divided by weight, or price divided by volume. Okay? Take note of that, guys. I'm going to leave it at that. We are going to get into some other things because, you know, I think that's enough. You get the idea, right? And again, if you're out shopping, you know, let's say you're buying, you're a parent and you're buying some fruit punch or something for your child. It's $3.20 for 4 boxes, let's say. This is comparison, right? That's why we did all the singular, figuring it out just by doing 1 unit price. So this would be 1 unit price here, and then we're comparing it to another one, right? This is another singular. This is a singular. We're comparing it to another singular. Is what I'm trying to get at. Per, I don't know, 18 boxes, right? Just for example. Okay? We're comparing one item with another item, is what this is doing. All right? Oh my goodness. I hope that helps, guys. All right? That's what you can do when you're out shopping if you want. If you're on a budget. Again, the more you save, you'll be able to get that extra item, right? I did have some answers here, but that's okay. We're going to get on to something else. We're going to get on to percentages. That I like. That stuff I like. It's going to get better, guys, okay? Appreciate you watching. I will see you guys and gals next video. Johnny Whiskey Tango Sharp. Thanks for watching, and yeah. We'll see you next video. Take care for now. Peace.